This video is brought to you by Govee and their Lyra lamp. If you've been looking for a way to add some tasteful mood lighting to your gaming setup, living room, or bedroom, this might be the lamp for you. Like most Govee products, it features their RGBIC LED tech that allows you to change the colors of individual sections of the lamp. You can do this all inside the Govee app, along with trying out different scenes to get some inspiration. Or if you just want to quickly change the color, you can use the included remote. It has a music sync mode, so you can use it to visualize all your favorite songs, and it also supports Amazon Echo and Google Assistant. It's a sleek addition to any room. To check it out, click the link in the description below. Today we're checking out the Antec DF800 Flux. This is actually the third PC in the Flux lineup, and Antec sent it out to us so that we can review it on the channel, so that's what we're gonna do today. Basically, every single case in the lineup comes with at least 5 included fans, along with a vent on the right side of the case to feed air through the PSU shroud and up to the GPU. So it's got quite an interesting design. It's got loads of cool features, so let's check them out. Taking a look at the front, you can see we get this 3D geometric mesh design. It actually reminds me of the 3D panels that I used to use in my old gaming setup. But anyways, it's a combination of mesh and this black plastic. It also has this mirror surface on the right-hand side with the Antec logo. I will say this is one thing I really like about the Flux lineup. Even though the chassis are nearly identical across the board, the designs and aesthetics range from kind of retro to super modern, so there's something for everyone. As mentioned, you get 5 120mm fans included, and the 3 that come pre-installed in the front are addressable RGB. They also hook up to the built-in combo LED PWM fan controller, which is located on the right side of the case. Now, the fan connectors themselves are only 3-pin, but the one that connects to the controller to your motherboard is a 4-pin PWM connector, so you'll be able to control the speeds and fan curves. What's also nice about this controller is that it hooks up to the button on the top of the case, which you can press to cycle through all the built-in RGB effects. There's quite a few of them. The only thing I wish they would have done differently here is made the controller support up to 9 ARGB fans, since that's how many you can fit in this case. We did try daisy chaining them to try and get the RGB to work more with the fans, but the controller just isn't designed to handle that many LEDs. You start to get flickering if you do. Let's go over some of the specs. So if we remove the tempered glass side panel, you can get a better look at the main chamber, which fits motherboards up to full-size ATX, and that includes micro ATX and mini ITX. You shouldn't have any issues fitting graphics cards either. Max GPU length is 405mm, which covers even the largest of GPUs. There's also plenty of options for cooling. If you're going the air-cool route, there's 175mm of clearance, which again covers most coolers on the market. You can fit anything from a 240 up to 360mm radiator in the top of the case, and in fact, it's the same deal in the front. If you're planning on mounting a radiator in the front, you've got 55mm of clearance or 35mm if you're wanting to have the fans on the inside in a push-pull configuration. There's 2 120mm fans included in the main chamber, although unlike the 3 that come pre-installed in the front, these ones don't have any RGB. They're just black with gray fins. Interestingly though, the fan that goes on the top of the PSU shroud is a reverse fan, so it actually pushes air out of the exposed side versus the usual frame side. I guess this was mostly for aesthetics. Over on the opposite side of the case, we've got space for 3 2.5-inch solid-state drives in the middle section, along with support for up to 3 3.5-inch hard drives in the top and bottom left, for a total of 6, which should be plenty for most people. Max PSU length is 205mm, so again, you won't have any problems there. We do get these Velcro straps to help with cable management, and there's a decent amount of clearance here to route all the essential cables. Thankfully, we do get the built-in fan hub, which helps to cut down on unnecessary cable bulk. And also, the hard drive cage is removable, so if you're not utilizing it for storage, it'll create some extra space in the bottom of the case to stuff all of your cables. Everything is pretty easy to clean thanks to the 3 large removable dust filters. The one on the bottom just pulls out like this, and the one on the side panel is magnetic, as well as the one on the top. Now, while we're up here, let's check out the I/O. So we've got 2 USB 3.0 ports. There's a headphone jack along with a microphone jack, and you'll notice all of them come with these dust plugs, which really help to keep the ports clean and dust-free. And of course, we have the LED control and power buttons up here as well. That's about everything in terms of features. Let's move on to performance and thermals. So for the testing rig, we decided to use some mid-range hardware, including the Ryzen 5 3600 paired with a RTX 2060 Super. With the side panel off, we're getting idles of 28.5 on the CPU and 34.2 on the GPU. And then under load using an IDA 64 stress test for 30 minutes, we got an average of 62.5 on the CPU and 63.3 on the GPU. Performing the same test again, this time with the glass side panel on, we got idles of 29.7 on the CPU along with 37.1 on the GPU. And then under load, 63.5 on the CPU and 64.7 on the GPU. So very respectable results here. Not a huge amount of difference between the side panel being on versus off. That front mesh panel along with the fan on the top of the PSU shroud are definitely doing their job. So all in all, it's another great addition to the Antec Flux lineup with some well thought out features and awesome cooling performance. I will say though, I kind of would like to see more premium materials used in future models. It definitely doesn't look bad, but when you're building in it, you do notice some of the cheaper feeling parts, like certain areas of the chassis and also the dust filters. But then again, it is aimed to be a budget market case, and within that price, you are getting those 5 included fans and the built-in fan hub, so I can't complain too much. If you guys want to check it out, we'll have all the links down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate it, and also consider subscribing to the channel because we have a lot more content to come. And if you haven't yet, check out the PC build that I did right over there.